Legend of Total War here, and today I want to weigh in on the whole Total War Creative Assembly Redshell spyware debacle sort of thing that has been going on Reddit. Just because nobody else is really talking about it. No one else larger in the Total War community is talking about it, and I think it's look, if you don't care about this sort of thing, don't worry about it. Just click on a different video. But if you do care about this, maybe it's useful information. Maybe you might want to know about this so that you can do something about it, just because nobody knew about this until recently. And by recently, I mean the last 2 weeks, okay? And I didn't find out about it until, today. Useful information, do with it what you will. Anyway, so what is Redshell? It's not just a Nintendo Mario weapon, for Super Smash Brothers and what's it called, Mario Kart. It's a type of program, marketing or analytical program. I don't fully understand how it works, but basically its stated mission is basically to track analytics, how well advertising is going in, how long you're playing the game, that kind of stuff. I don't know exactly, but basically the user doesn't know it's there. It runs in the background. The game doesn't work if you just outright disable it, but you can disable it or whatever. And it can be classified as spyware depending on how you describe it. Now, best case scenario is that Creative Assembly was just using it to see how effective their marketing is, what resolutions you're playing on the game, what your hardware is, that kind of stuff, so they can better make their games suited for the audience that they're making their games for. And in that regard, I'm all for that. I think that's... as someone who uses analytics on YouTube, analytics are very important. So anything that CA can do to analyze who's playing their games, what they're playing with, I think is a really good thing. What's not a good thing is when you're not telling your user base that you're doing it and you're basically data mining them. This is, of course, best case scenario. Worst case scenario is they know your PIN codes, they know your bank details, and they can see what kind of porn you're watching. I do not think that's the case, but this is, of course, a sliding scale between best case scenario and worst case. I think it's more likely to be closer in the best case scenario. And don't get me wrong, I'm usually the first to jump onto a CA hate bandwagon, but at the same time, I'm not going to jump onto one when I don't think they need one. I've got a few bones to pick. I've got a few grudges with CA, but I'm not gonna take my pitchfork out of the closet on this one. But I do, like I said before, I do think they need better communication. I've been saying that for ages. They should have let people know, with some sort of end user license agreement that they were doing this kind of stuff. That just seems like just basic common courtesy. Hey, we're just checking with this. You can opt in or out. Just check in to let us identify what's effective for us so that we can make better games. For you, makes sense. I'd actually opt into that. Me personally, and even if you personally would not opt into it, I think it's important to have that communication and let people choose for themselves. Because honestly, I don't really have anything to hide. If they were to data mine me, the only thing they'd find out is that I really don't leave the house very much, and that I have a lot of hours on Steam clocked every week, and that I'm playing a lot of Paradox games lately. That's basically the only thing they'd find out from me. But that's me. That's not everyone. That being said, better communication. They could always do better with that. They've admitted that it was in there, of course, and that they're going to remove it. So in the next patches, for the Total War games that are still being patched, so I imagine it's probably still going to be in there for Medieval 1, Rome, up to basically Shogun 2. I don't know for certain, but it's probably going to, unless they really pull it out from all of them, it's probably going to still be in there. And if you're going to patch those games, by the way, CA, Empire Total War could use a few patches. I know it might ruin a few mods, but you're about 8 years late on some of those patches. Just letting you know. I got a few bugs I could send you that you should probably patch. Anyway, doesn't matter. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Better communication. Some people are uninstalling their Total War games. I'm not going to be uninstalling my Total War games personally. That's just my thoughts. I even asked my wife about what she thought about this. She thought it was even pretty scummy, and she's usually the devil's advocate for me, which in this case I guess she is, because I'm like, I don't give two shits about it. And she's like, it's pretty scummy. I'm like, oh, okay. We disagree on everything, don't we? Doesn't matter. That's my thoughts. Make of it what you will. I'm not the best person to be talking about this kind of stuff. I will leave some links in the description with some other people that are talking about it, about what Redshell does, and about, you know, what their thoughts of on what Total War is doing, or what has been done in the past. You know, make of it what you will. It's just information. Information can't hurt you. I'll leave it with that. See you next time, fuckers.